Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Inside Guns with your host, me, the Yankee Marshal. Everyone out there has been hearing a lot this week about what credit card companies are doing to assault your constitutional rights, what they're doing about gun purchases and who buys guns. And I know a lot of people are really upset about it. I wasn't that upset because I didn't understand what the fuck was going on. It was very much above me. I looked at the story, but still didn't get it. You know, my little pin-headed brain was like, what? Luckily, some of my viewers broke it down for me into tiny little words that I could digest. And now I can actually answer the questions people have been sending me about, what do you think about this? Because up until, like yesterday, I had to say, I think I'm confused, which is not that unnatural of a state for me. But basically what I'm hearing, and if I'm wrong, please correct me. But from what I'm being told, simply because the research, like I said, is just, I'm not getting it, that now credit card companies have decided that if you are designated as a gun retailer, manufacturer, distributor, etc., you're going to come with a certain code on your machines. You know, your accounts are going to have a certain code. And if anybody buys anything from you, there'll be a certain code on that charge. And that way, if police ever come to them and say, hey, we're looking at this person and we want to know if they bought guns, well, in the past, they'd have to say, we want to check and see if they bought from this person, this retailer, this business, blah, 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 because there's no special code for buying a gun. It would just have to be, they'd have to know the retailers you bought from and want to see if you charged anything from them. Now, they can just come in and say, hey, have they had any gun purchases or gun-related purchases? And they'll just be able to pull up this code and all of them will come up. You wouldn't have to say, did they buy from Bud's Gun Shop? You know, if they got no common sense and they bought from Bud's Gun Shop. And they would say, okay, yeah, here's a charge to Bud's Gun Shop. But if they came in and said, hey, did they buy from Bud's Gun Shop? But they didn't, but they did buy from Grab a Gun, nothing would come back on the search. It'd be like they didn't buy a gun. But now, since all of them will be lumped under one code, they can just check that code and it'll show every individual retailer that they could have possibly bought items from. And now that people ask me what I think about this, well, I think it sucks. I think it's ridiculous. Is it a great threat to us? No. But I don't like when any private business starts to collate data on you. And yes, I know that's kind of ironic to say as I'm sitting here on YouTube, but I don't like it. It doesn't mean I don't know that it's happening and accept that it's happening. I just don't like it. I just have to deal with it. But as far as what the credit card companies are doing, as far as I'm understanding, it's making it easier for law enforcement and the government, any power that be that wants to subpoena the information, to find out everything you bought gun-wise. Although one thing that I'm having a problem with is when you buy something on a credit card at a gun shop, the credit card company doesn't know what you bought. They just know you bought from that retailer. So if I went in and bought $600 worth of slings, slings for rifles, not, playtime slings, they wouldn't know that I bought that or I bought a gun. So I don't know how really threatening this is, because like I said, if you're just designating the business and anything you buy there, you could go in and buy a safe and that would show up the same to them as if you went in and bought a couple AR-15s, because they don't know what you bought. They don't have a list of collateral when you make a purchase, because a credit card is an unsecured loan, basically, meaning they don't know what you're doing with the money. It's basically secured by your good credit, your reputation. So I'm not seeing it as all that threatening. I do see where it'll make it easier for the government and law enforcement to track down people who make regular purchases at gun businesses, retailers, etc. But as far as telling them what you have, no, just paper trails from the ATF or, like 4473 are far more dangerous than that. The making people have to go through FFLs for personal trades or to ship something. That's far more nefarious than what the credit card companies are doing, in my opinion. But does that mean I like what the credit card companies are doing? Absolutely not. Don't like it at all. I don't like when private businesses aid the government in suppressing our rights, or at least making everyone think, oh, you're being watched, so you better not do anything wrong, that kind of stuff. I don't like it, especially when private industry gets in bed with the government. And this seems to be a case of that. The only reason they did this is so that it's easier for the government to come in and say, hey, we want all the purchases that could have been a gun. And they just got to type in one code now and send it out. It'll all pop up and they'll have it. Now, will it tell, like I said, will it tell the government you bought this gun, that gun? No, it'll just say they spent this much money at this shop. Because I can't see any other way that they would get that information. The retailer doesn't provide them that information. They don't get a copy of your sales receipt. They just basically get, hey, this is how much money they're spending. Are they good for it? That's all they get. So I'm not seeing it as being like something we should be pulling our hair out over, but still, I don't like it. And I can understand why other people don't like it either. And we should make it known to these credit card companies that we don't like it. If your credit card is doing it and you want to say something about it, cancel that credit card. And when you cancel it, let them know the reason I'm doing this is because you started doing that. That's really the only way we can fight back against private businesses that do stuff like this, because it's not something we can vote on, really. They're a private business. They can categorize things any way they want. And apparently these days they can keep whatever information they want on us and do whatever they want with it. They've bribed the government enough that the government has given them the right to do most of that already. So, like I said, don't like it. I think we should let the credit card companies know we don't like it by canceling those cards and letting them know why, if you can. I mean, if it's a credit card that is vital to your survival, then no. Like if you work for a business and they give you a card for expenses, for gas or whatever, and it's one of those companies that's doing this stuff, well, you can't just quit your job over this little thing, to be honest. So, like I said, I don't like it. I can live with it, but in the end, it's one of those things that it's just one more little tiny paper cut. And even though we're not going to bleed out from it, I hate to have, those building up. But right now, like I said, I don't think it's all that bad. All right, everybody, before I go, I want to update everyone on the fundraiser we've been doing for the Pets and Vets Project. Because if you don't know, we went really in the red last month by about $2,200. Actually, it's going to be a little more by the time we're done. Because of a screw up by Printify and Wix, mostly by Printify. So they made a big screw up. We ended up giving money away we shouldn't have given away. We also gave money to another charity that we intended to give to them anyway. So we ended up about $22 in the hole after we ended up having to pay Printify for the things they forgot to charge us for before we tallied everything up and sent it out. So we did some stickers. We sold some stickers. That got us more than halfway there. The Waddle stickers, the Werewolf stickers got us halfway there. Those are no longer available. So come October, if you don't got your ally sticker from the Waddle, the Werewolf Anti-Defamation League, you're on your own. Can't guarantee your safety. But we do have a couple more items up now to try to make up the other half of the deficit. So now if you want to go over to tympistolproject.com, there's a link in the upper corner of this video. You'll see where you can buy a magnet of the Kool-Aid Man. Now, I got in trouble last time I made this. It's the Kool-Aid, the Glockade, not Kool-Aid, Glockade. Let me make sure it's Glockade, oh yeah sticker. It's the little Glockade Man. Well, that's a magnet. You can get it, put it on your safe, put it wherever you want to put it. I made those. People wanted those. So if you want one of them, please go over and get one. Every purchase supports the Pets and Vets program. But also over there, in honor of my dearly departed Mavis, who I still miss as much today as I did the day she passed away. I don't know when that's going to get better, but it hasn't done it yet. But in honor of Mavis, I made a little mug. It is a coffee mug for everyone out there who likes to drink coffee. And it is the Tacti-Cool Bullpup version of Mavis where she's holding her little revolver there. So if you want one of those mugs, go on over there. They're not cheap because it isn't cheap to make low quantities of these things, and I don't sell much of these products. So if you want to help Pets and Vets is the real reason to go over. And you also get to buy something kind of cute. So go on over, get yourself a magnet or a mug, and help the Pets and Vets program, and hopefully we'll make up that deficit. And like I said, if you want something to memorialize Mavis, that mug is over there now, and the little Kool-Aid magnet that a lot of people wanted. They told me to quit making the patches, but not Kool-Aid, Glockade. I keep saying Kool-Aid, it's Glockade. They told me quit making patches. They didn't say anything about magnets, so we'll see how this goes. But that's all I want to let everyone know before I'm out of here, because I am done for the day now. So I want to thank everyone for coming. I do appreciate it. I also want to remind you we have a live chat every day at 6 p.m. Pacific time, except Monday and Wednesday where it's 5 p.m. Pacific time. So come on over. There's also a link to that in the upper corner of this video. Come on over. Join in on the fun. You can ask me whatever you want to ask me. We discuss things, everything from guns to cars and motorcycles, wrestling, everything. So come on over, join in, have a good time. Until then, I just want to thank everyone for coming today. I hope you come back again tomorrow. And until then, remember, always carry and stay safe until I see you again.